time we think we understand it. But what if the ancient Greeks had a completely different way of seeing it that could transform how we live today?
That's really intriguing. How did their view differ from our modern understanding?
Well, they had these two distinct concepts: chronos, which is the tick-tock time we're familiar with, and kairos, which appears 86 times in the New Testament alone. It's this idea of the perfect, divinely appointed moment when everything aligns.
Hmm. So it's like there's regular time and then there's this special kind of time that carries more weight?
Exactly. And here's what's fascinating. In Mark 1:15, it specifically uses kairos to describe this profound moment when the kingdom of God is at hand. It's not just any time, it's the time.
You know what's really interesting about that? I've heard Orthodox churches actually incorporate this concept into their services.
Oh yeah, right before their divine liturgy, the deacon makes this powerful proclamation: Kairos tu poiesai to Kyrio, meaning it is time for the Lord to act. It's like they're acknowledging this intersection between our world and eternity.
That's absolutely beautiful, but I'm curious, how does this ancient concept translate to modern life?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, actually used kairos in his medical writings. He had this famous saying: every kairos is a chronos, but not every chronos is a kairos. In other words, every perfect moment happens within regular time, but not every moment is perfect.
So how does that play out in modern scientific thinking?
Modern scientists have actually developed this whole framework called the Create a Research Space model. It's about establishing the field, summarizing previous research, preparing for present research, and introducing new work, essentially manufacturing their own kairos moment.
That's fascinating. So they're deliberately creating these perfect moments for their ideas to have maximum impact?
Exactly. And think about how this applies beyond science. The Kairos document during apartheid in South Africa used this concept to argue that it was the appointed time for change. It's about recognizing these pivotal moments when action isn't just possible, it's necessary.
You know, this is really changing how I think about opportunity and timing in general.
And that's the real power here, whether we're talking about scientific discovery, social movements, or personal decisions. Kairos represents these moments where ordinary time intersects with extraordinary possibility. Hippocrates understood this in medicine, religious leaders see it in worship, and activists recognize it in social change.
So in a way, it's about developing this awareness of when regular time transforms into something more significant.
Precisely, and here's what I find most compelling. These Kairos moments are happening all around us. The key is learning to recognize them. Just like those Orthodox priests announcing the divine moment, we can learn to identify when our chronos transforms into Kairos.
That's such a powerful way to look at time and opportunity.
Let me leave our listeners with this thought. Every tick of the clock, every chronos moment has the potential to become a Kairos moment. The question is, will we be ready to recognize and seize it when it comes?